Time for some steroids, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, that's crazy. By the way, I want to let's. I do want to run to that for just a second. That Jimmy Garoppolo did get caught for performance-enhancing drugs, and
To be a backup.
he had more interceptions than he did touchdowns.
Yeah. He wasn't using them correctly. That's what I heard.
I got questions.
Yeah,
And question one, was this something like a prescription? Because usually performance enhancing drugs, it's mandatory. Was it 4 games?
yeah, and this was
They hit him with 2.
Yeah.
If you remember DeMarcus Lawrence, he went through the same thing because he had a prescription for his back injury.
Yeah.
And even though it was prescribed by a doctor, they still hit him with 2 games instead of the mandatory 4. So I'm assuming and questioning, is that what it was for?
There's a solid chance.
yeah.
Because we know Jimmy has also dealt with some injuries.
Yeah. There's a solid chance.
Yeah, there's a solid chance of that happening. Because I was thinking when I first saw the headline, like, man, you taking PEDs and you still trash, bro. That's what I was thinking when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And then I saw that it was 2 games. I was like, oh, okay, he was prescribed something for an injury by a legitimate doctor.
Yeah.
And instead of hitting him with the mandatory 4, they hit him with the 2.
Yeah.
So that's what I think it was.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, even though that's a great joke.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like
Jimmy G is easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
He just is. Obviously, he's better than we'd ever
2
be.
games for a quarterback number 2. That's what I think that's fair.
yes, absolutely. Which where do we think he ends up?
On the couch,
Retired.
maybe working at a McDonald's.
I mean, he in Vegas and he's a good looking guy. Go be a porn star, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, at this
All
point,
right.
Wow.
Oh my bad, we getting off the rails. Let's
Yeah.
get back on.
Let's run it back. Let's run it
Friend.
back. Let's run it back. So now I will say that that we have 2 games coming up this week. A big one, like I was mentioning, versus TCU. Same record, 18-7. Big time. When like we were talking about earlier, great team. Can't sleep on them. Never can sleep on TCU.
Right.
Now, Saturday we have UCF. It's another one you can't really sleep on because they're 13-11. I don't know if that's a team you would think of as 13-11, but they're 13-11. That's not that bad.
And they are better than their record says they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
By far.
They're in a tougher conference than they were too.
Yes.
So
Because weren't they playing well 2 years ago when they were or so when they were in American?
Yeah, they were playing good. But anytime you go to a conference like this, you're gonna have a couple of growth years, and they're in that space right now. Same with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Teams like that, it'll take a while, but they'll be there soon.
Yeah.
Houston is the exception. Not
That's
the
true.
rule.
Yes.
It's true.
They are the exception because they were one of the elite programs before they came over to the Big 12.
Yes.
So
It's true.
yeah, they're the exception, not the rule. We can't apply that to them, but
Right. Because Houston just runs whatever conference they're in. That's just what
Yeah.
it is. They are that good. I would be willing to bet that they are one of, if not the best team in the country. I know Connecticut is number 1 right now. They are number 2.
yes, and they are that good.
Yes, they just are. I watched them play Tech. They are that good.
100%.
Tech is a good team.
Yes,
They are a great team. They are legendary, always.
agreed.
And
100%.
I mean, Grant McCaslin in a few years, I think he's going to have that program not at Houston level. That's hard to do. It is hard to replicate that kind of greatness.
Right.
But I think you'll have him at a more competing level, maybe like where Iowa State is right now. Number 10. Somewhere in the top. Forget Baylor's also in the
They're 11.
Yeah, Baylor's 11. They're also really good. There's just a lot of really good teams. Like we said, if they went to another conference, they would be like top of the conference. I think any of these teams basically would probably be top of the conference.
100%.
Cincinnati would be competing in the American right now.
Yeah.
Just is what it is. The American is also a very good basketball conference. They would be competing. Not like, unlike how they are now.
Right. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think TCU's coming here, right? We lost to TCU last time, but that was at TCU. They are hard to beat at home, just as what it is. They beat Houston at home. And again,
did.
that's a hard thing to do. So I think we take down TCU. I think we do sweep this week. That's just me. That's maybe me being a little hopeful.
Is that your game pick for the week?
That is not my game pick for the week. But that I really think, I really think we're going to sweep. I think we're going to get back on track because Texas Tech is better than their record says they are.
And very good at home. Texas Tech
Correct.
is very good at home, as Kansas found out.
Yeah.
Now, going back to TCU as well.
Right.
TCU went into Kansas and won.
Yes.
That was one of the better games we saw the entire year.
Yes.
So this game at Lubbock, that's something that I'm gonna keep an eye on.
Oh yeah, and as you should.
I think I'm gonna watch.
Yes. This is a game to watch tonight.
Yeah.
This is going to be good basketball. It is going to be fun basketball.
It is.
I have it probably being about a 5-point game where, when it's all said and done, I just have Texas Tech on top.
Yes, sir.
UCF, Texas Tech is just the better team. I think it's at UCF, but that's something you need to get done. That's one of those games that just get it done games because even though they are a good team, you have a lot better teams coming up.
And we coming up on decision day for who's getting in the tournament.
Exactly.
And if you're Texas Tech, you want to make sure you are one of those 64 plus however it is.
Exactly.
So that being able to sweep this week, I think you got a chance to get in the top 25 depending on how things go ahead of you. But you have to win against TCU and UCF.
Yes. You have to get it done. That just is what it is.
Yes.
It is. No, it's like I said, it's not a gimme,
Right.
but it is still a game you need to get if you want to get to the tournament. Now, I